Hello and welcome to Business Matters, the show about people behind businesses that help make Tacoma a great place to live and work. I'm your host, Mike Wark, and on today's episode of Spotlight, we'll visit a salon designed to make you look good while helping the community. Fern Hill is our district focus today, and all its rich history in Tacoma charm. Andrew Fry provides advice on small business cyber attacks. And with me now are my guests, Paul Doty and Shelley Drury, principals with the Doty Group. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
So we're really fortunate in Tacoma to have a firm with such depth of expertise and such a great range of expertise right downtown. So tell us, what's great about the Doty Group?
Well, we are a local CPA firm in downtown Tacoma, and we're actually the descendant of a firm that was started in 1918, the first certified public accounting firm in Tacoma.
The very first accounting firm in Tacoma.
First licensed firm of accountants.
Wow.
And that was the firm that I joined in 1978, and then have been with ever since. There was a small break in our history, even when we.
Which isn't unusual for accounting firms. They merge and then unmerge and all that, right? Was sort of the situation?
That's exactly what we did, and then we reformed the firm in 2006, and have been going strong ever since. So, depending on who you talk to, we either just celebrated our 10th anniversary, or we're about to celebrate our 100th anniversary.
And there's another anniversary you have to celebrate as well, which is the renaming. Is that right?
We rebranded in 2015, a couple years ago, to the Doty Group. Our name prior to that was Doty, Beardsley, Rosengren and Company, which is quite a mouthful.
Hard to remember.
I even have trouble saying it. So we're just in a move to simplify the name and build the brand a little bit.
But the Doty's stayed consistent throughout.
It has been since 2006, yeah.
Great. Okay. So, what are some of the services that you provide? Let's say the overview.
Well, we do mostly the traditional public accounting services, as well as some very unique niche services that I think Shelley would like to describe.
One of our unique services is our business valuation and litigation department. So we have a department of 3 full-time people working in that area, and we also are able to utilize additional staff when needed.
So this is the kind of work that happens in lawsuits, right? When things are in the courts and you need to know what the value is of the business. This is business focused.
Correct.
What's the value of the business?
Correct. The majority of the cases that we get are litigation based, and we're either preparing a valuation for the purpose of, for example, a divorce, where a couple's getting divorced and one of the significant assets is the business, and it needs to be valued just like all the other assets need to be valued for distribution among the parties. The other portion of that is the forensic accounting side.
That sounds really cool.
It's
Forensics,
interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We work on forensic accounting engagements in the marital dissolution arena.
Oh, it works there too, but it's also if somebody's suing somebody and you need to go in or is accused of fraud.
Exactly.
You go into the records and track down the flow of the money.
Yes. We work on a number of estate matters where, for example, one of the beneficiaries has control of the assets, and the 3 brothers find out a year later that there's nothing left, and so somebody needs to be hired to come in and trace where the money went, what happened, and come up with a reasonable result.
That's a little unusual, isn't it? Is that something most firms have, or is that pretty unique to the Doty Group?
It's pretty unique to the Doty Group.
Yeah,
there are other professionals that do this work, but not in the same way that we do here in the Tacoma area.
Which sounds very formal and serious, but you also do a lot of support for small business owners, I understand.
We do.
What can you describe that?
Well, we have an accounting services department that focuses on QuickBooks consulting, helping people establish their accounting system. They do payrolls, they do accounts payable, the whole outsourced accounting process. So we act as the accounting department for a number of small businesses.
So if I'm starting a small business and I'm overwhelmed by the whole thought of keeping books and accounting and everything, I shouldn't be intimidated to come to see you all.
Yeah, we can help you from beginning to end.
And what are a few of the other services that you provide? You do big firms as well as the small people.
Yes.
Right?
So we also have a full tax department, and they prepare and plan for tax returns for individuals, businesses, trusts, and estates. We also have an accounting and auditing department that work on engagements, auditing, reviews, compilations, and also employee benefit plans. We also have some experience in the nonprofit area as well.
And we have a trust and estate group that is just second to none. It handles very complex trust and estate planning and tax strategy and compliance, as well as we have a transaction advisory group that works a lot in merger and acquisition deals and assists clients through that process.
And all of these services are focused on businesses,
Yeah,
including
primarily business. We do some work with individuals. Most of them are related to the businesses that we serve, and they're all local, primarily local businesses, privately held.
So you probably have quite a network of people who know you and refer you, and that's one of your sources of new clients.
Our primary source of new business is referrals, and the biggest source of referrals is our own client base, followed by attorneys and commercial bankers in the area.
Oh, interesting. So you have a whole network of people that you see throughout the city.
Right.
Yeah, we've developed a number of very strategic relationships with different professionals in the area. So we work with the best folks out there and refer business back and forth.
You mentioned relationships. Of course, those kinds of referrals reflect positive relationships, but I understand your firm also is known for being a great place to work. You're recognized for that?
We have, in the last 5 years, received Top Place to Work awards twice.
Wow.
We have been nominated again for this year.
Well, what's that about? How do you describe your environment that makes it so great?
Well, we just try to have a lot of fun. We have a very vibrant work environment, and we provide a lot of development opportunities for our staff, as well as fun and light. And we encourage a lot of creativity, and that's one of the things that I think makes us unique in what we provide to our clients. Not just compliance work, not just dotting the I's, crossing the T's, but we are constantly thinking of new ways that they can make their business better and save taxes, and there's a very big creativity component of that.
I would imagine with the depth and breadth of expertise that you have, that the way that the members collaborate is probably a big part of that.
That's another big difference, I think, in our firm, is that we do collaborate. We work together as teams. We don't hoard client work, and we always are working together with the best people that are suited to the challenge at hand.
Great. Now, another thing is your move. You were sort of not downtown, a little bit in the outskirts of Tacoma, and recently came right down to Broadway and 11th.
We of course, were founded in downtown, and we were downtown for many, many years, but when we reformed in 2006, there just wasn't any space available downtown. So we were out in the mall area for a number of years, and just recently moved back down in October.
How is that? Why do you like to be downtown?
Well, it's just there's a great energy downtown now. Our office is just across the street from the farmers market, and there's all the attorneys that we work very closely with are downtown, and as well as the banks. And we're just our hearts have always been downtown, and we're happy to be back.
So going back to the historic component, the building that you're in, your firm's been around since 1918, and that building also has an interesting history, doesn't it?
I think the building is over 100 years old, if I remember right. And it's on the corner of 11th and Broadway, and way back when I was a youngster, it was the Bon Marché.
The Bon Marché. So I know a lot of people that tell me where certain businesses were that they went to, and they remember them fondly. So that'll help people understand where you are.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to in the future?
We've had considerable growth in the last several years. We have 30 people total now, 25 professionals and 5 fabulous administrative folks. And we are currently recruiting for 3 additional positions.
Okay.
We are looking to expand our services in certain niches, and particularly the ones that we work quite heavily in now are construction contractors, real estate development, manufacturing. Of course, the trust and estate work has been a big component of our services, as well as Shelley's department, the litigation and valuation.
Well, I look forward to seeing how your firm grows. It's great to have you downtown, and I really appreciate that you're continuing to contribute to the great business environment in Tacoma.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy to be back downtown.
Thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you.
Coming up on District Focus, we'll visit the historic Fern Hill District. Connecting people to business is what Tacoma is all about. As one of Tacoma's oldest neighborhoods, the Fern Hill District is a mix of landmark historic buildings dating to the 1800s, along with businesses that range from rare used bookstores to restaurants packed with flavors and enticing dishes.
Hi, my name is Joe Harper, and welcome to the Fern Hill Historic Business District. The business district here is a small, cozy little business district, one of the smaller, if not the smallest in the Tacoma area. However, it has a nice old-time family feel that's very comforting. The business district is primarily made up of services and retail, family-oriented, small-town-oriented type of businesses. One of the neatest things about the Fern Hill Historic Business District is the history that surrounds it is just fascinating. You wouldn't think it to see it. Right around 1888, George Bird was one of the original founders of the area, and he decided that he wanted to set up the Fern Hill town here. At that point, he donated some land to have a school put in and a church put in. The district is really surrounded by primarily residential neighborhoods. So a lot of traffic coming through are people walking through their neighborhoods, which again contributes to the overall feel of the district. It's sort of that pillar of stability for the neighborhood. And that's one of the best things about it. We've got places that, well, since the beginning of our history, since prior to the state even becoming a state. Like I said, George Bird starting things off in 1888. We've got some buildings that have been here that long. And the legacy that a lot of our current businesses are following on seems to be something that everybody wants to preserve and is preserving.
For more information on Tacoma business, log on to experiencetacoma.com. Coming up on Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry offers tips on what to do if your business is hit with a cyber attack. Cybercrime hits businesses large and small. According to U.S. Bureau of Justice statistics, nearly 60% of businesses are hit by one form of cyber attack or another. On this episode of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry helps you prepare by safeguarding against the next cyber attack.
It's definitely hard to escape all of the news coming out about the cyber attacks that are going on. You know, not that long ago, a few years ago, we talked about cybersecurity and information assurance as if it was something that was happening to someone else. There were the big companies that got attacked, like the Targets, etc., and they paid for it. I mean, there were some big lawsuits, but again, it felt as though it was at a distance, because these are large companies. Well, small businesses have to worry about it as well. In fact, it's becoming more and more a threat to small businesses, including recently what's called ransomware attacks, where these cyber thieves will come in, they will shut down your computers, and they'll demand that you pay them in Bitcoin, so it can't be traced, in order to get your systems back. Right now, the WannaCry malware is doing exactly that. So what can you do as a business to prepare yourself? We can talk about all types of preparedness for cybersecurity and information assurance, as you should be thinking of it. But what I want to talk about today is one simple thing for you to do. That is, create a response list, a checklist. Put something together that says, when we are the victim of a cyber attack, here is what we're going to do. Some of them are very simple steps that make a lot of sense, but by creating the list and making it part of your business operations, it does two things. It shows those in your company that you're serious about the idea of cybersecurity and information assurance threats. Number two, any leadership within your company other than yourself understand that this is something that can damage the company and in many ways possibly ruin its reputation, something that you really have to guard against. So what's going to be on this list? It's basically a response for an attack. The first thing is, number one, report any and all attacks immediately, because sometimes these attacks can occur to an individual who may be looking up at some virus software, some phishing. Well, they need to report it. It is not something that they want to keep to themselves. Number two, immediately report it to the authorities. Make certain, especially if it's a cybercrime, that you do get it out to law enforcement, whether it's FBI, local police. Number three, report it to any groups that you're involved with that are part of a cybersecurity consortium. Many times with the big businesses, they have their cyber insurance. You might have cyber insurance on the small business side. You need to report it to them. Others have collaborative groups that report phishing attacks and other entries into the system so that it can be shared with these other companies. Now small businesses are doing the same. Make certain in your list, one of them is report it immediately to any collaborative group that you might have. Make certain that you take an inventory of all systems and understand how far it's spread. Any other items you might have on that list might come to mind on your part because of your business. If you are responsible for things like reporting HIPAA, make sure that you let all of those affected from the breach know. It's the thing you don't want to do, but it's the thing you have to do. And one of the things about making that list and making company policy, it means it's not a decision to be made, it's an action to be taken.
Thanks, Andrew. For more information on Tacoma Business, log on to tacomameansbusiness.com. When Business Matters returns, it's a business designed to make you look your best while helping the Tacoma community in the spotlight. Today in the Spotlight, we'll introduce you to some sophisticated pampering with the talented staff at Charme Nails Skin in Tacoma.
My name is Martina and I own Charme Nails Skin Studio.
Martina's studios are part of the bustling University of Washington Tacoma Business District on Pacific Avenue. The business plan is based on two major components: a service industry designed to provide an added touch of care with a focus on green, environmental-friendly approaches to the craft.
We specialize in natural nail services and organic facials. We also offer traveling nail services for anybody that's unable to come into the studio as well.
One of the more interesting features of the Charme name is that it represents much more than signaling a personable way of doing business. It's actually the name of Martina's dog, her friend and companion, who acts as a therapy dog for customers.
You get some therapy dogs to snuggle with. We do everything waterless here, so we don't use any like of the pedicure tubs or anything for sanitary reasons. Waterless is the highest sanitary method of doing a pedicure. There's no cross-contamination, and we autoclave all of our implements, as well as you get brand new files and buffers in each visit.
Charme Studios provides a lavish mix of nail treatments and skincare. There are two studios, more or less, that cater to clients' needs, and our employees have a passion for their work.
We're all about nail care, so we won't do anything that's like harmful to the client's nails at all. And we try to educate our clients on how to take care of their nails and grow their nails naturally.
There are a number of nail salons throughout Tacoma, but Martina says Charme Nails Skin distinguishes itself through dedication to the community.
We try to give back to the community as much as we can. Every Tuesday, we try to volunteer at the nursing home nearby called Cascade Vista, and we paint the ladies' nails. They're used to getting their nails painted, but now they're in like a nursing facility and they're not able to go to a nail salon. So it's pretty nice. I can come there every Tuesday and talk to them, and it's like they sit in a circle and it's kind of like a nail salon. They gossip and say funny things, and I learn cool things of their stories of how they got to where they are.
Martina's volunteer work spans the ages. In addition to her work with the Senior Center, she dons a colorful costume and becomes, what else? A nail fairy for children at the hospital.
As well as every other Friday, I try to volunteer my time at Mary Bridge Children's Hospital. I'm their nail fairy, so I wear a tutu and like wings and fun colors, and I paint all the kids' nails.
Martina's business plan features taking care of customers' needs, but she also is focusing on taking care of her staff's needs.
What our salon is different is we follow all of the labor wages. Here we pay them at least bare minimum wage and up. So we follow all the laws. So that's why we're a little bit more expensive, but it's because we're following the law and the rules.
In the beauty business, it's important to find good quality staff, which requires thorough vetting to find employees who provide top quality customer service. In this case, Martina brought her co-workers with her from her previous employer, which allowed the studio to start up with the rhythm of a well-established business.
So then the girls that worked here, we all used to work together at a salon in Gig Harbor. So that location closed, so then I just brought them here, and then now they work with me.
One of the primary reasons Martina anchored her new business in Tacoma was the climate, not necessarily the weather, but the business climate, characterized by providing the kind of services and supports that help a new startup thrive.
Reopened my own little spot in the hair salon here in Tacoma, and I just like the people here, but I see like pretty things, and like everyone here is so like welcoming, and it's kind of like everyone knows everybody and kind of helps each other.
Martina found a niche she enjoys as a businesswoman working in unity with other women business owners in the UW-Tacoma Business District.
There's a lot of small businesses here, and I feel like everyone kind of supports each other, especially us women businesses. We kind of help each other out, and I think it's pretty cool. It's like another kind of family.
That's it for Business Matters. Join me next time for more insight into the Tacoma business scene. See you then.